initiates, I will look at you and cue you when you're supposed to stand. And you only have to remember how to say 2 words. And these are words, ladies, you've probably been dreaming about your whole life, but not in the same context. I do. I think one time you say, I will. So just in your mind, make sure you know the words I do and I will, and I'll make sure that you know when you're supposed to say that, okay? You will have to say that as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Awesome. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right. Education is a vital societal force that encourages universal welfare and individual progress. Education is the cornerstone of democracy and the foundation of personal fulfillment. The purpose of Kappa Delta Pi, International Honor Society in Education, is to promote excellence in and recognize outstanding contributions to education. The Society endeavors to maintain a high degree of fellowship among its members, promote professional growth, and honor achievement in educational work. To these ends, Kappa Delta Pi invites to membership only those persons who exhibit commendable professional qualities, worthy educational ideals, and sound scholarship without regard to race, age, culture, religion, gender, or disability. Your presence at this initiation ceremony indicates your desire to become a member of KDP and to seek the bond of our common purpose, to promote excellence in and recognize outstanding contributions to education. Honor societies conduct rituals and ceremonies to impress upon their members the ideals and duties to which they adhere. Members of Kappa Delta Pi have cherished the society's ideals and accepted the concepts of duty established when the organization was founded. As candidates for the privileges of membership in Kappa Delta Pi, do you desire to learn more about these ideals? If so, you will answer, I do.
I do.
We present for your acceptance the ideals of this society. The first ideal is that of fidelity of humanity. This ideal implies faith in the potential of human beings and in the improvement of the human condition through education. Compassion in the context one has as an educator with humanity and dedication to the concept that through continuous education based upon equal opportunity, persons of all ages, races, and creeds will find increased opportunity for experiencing more meaningful lives. All of this is implied in the ideal of fidelity to humanity. Do you accept this ideal of fidelity to humanity? If so, you will answer, I do.
I do.
He's got the handle thing down. The next ideal is that of science. This ideal implies that as an educator, one will be faithful to the cause of free inquiry and strive to eliminate prejudice and superstition by withholding judgment until accurate and adequate evidence is obtained. One will not distort evidence to favor a favorite theory, not to be blinded by the new or spectacular, nor condemned by the old simply because it is old. All of this is implied in the ideal of society. Do you accept this ideal of science? If so, you will answer, I do.
I do.
The third ideal is that of service. This ideal is the very essence of education, which seeks advancement not merely for itself, but for society as well. The incentive of the great educators of the world has been their desire to serve humanity. Service and education implies living so that others are strengthened and inspired, and striving for the achievement of justice, peace, and a better way of life for all. All of this is implied in the ideal of service? Do you accept this ideal of service? If so, you will answer, I do.
I do. We have an extra.
We're new at this point. The final ideal is that of toil. The will to do the task that must be done, whether the task pleases one or not, and the faith in the social necessity and intrinsic reward of education profession. It implies working with such faith and zeal that others are won to the cause of education. If one life has been given greater freedom and nobler vision, toil has been in vain. All of this is implied in the ideal of toil. Do you accept the ideal of toil? If so, you will answer, I do.
I do.
This is the banner that indicates all of these ideals, and so you will see them in the center of that, also in the center of the purple banner over here as well. Our society emblem incorporates a scroll, the stylus, the beehive, and the characters K for Kappa, the delta sign for delta, and the pi sign for pi. Many of the treasures which from the foundation of modern education rest upon scrolls of papyrus. The golden scroll, therefore, is the foundation of our emblem. The shaft running through the scroll is the stylus, the first instrument known to be used in making letters and figures. The beehive symbolizes toil. The characters Kappa, Delta, and Pi represent our motto, knowledge, duty, and power. Words expressing the entire meaning of our educational ideals. The purpose and ideals of Kappa Delta Pi are now known to you. Are you ready to make an obligation of membership in Kappa Delta Pi? If so, you will now answer, I am.
I am.
I'm going to ask each of you to stand at this time. You are actually going to repeat what I say, so I'm going to give it to you in short little chunks, okay? I promise to abide
I promise to abide
by the Constitution and bylaws
by the Constitution and bylaws
of Kappa Delta Pi,
of Kappa Delta Pi,
and to cooperate to expand
and to cooperate to expand
the influence of its purpose
the influence of its purpose
and ideals.
and ideals.
You can say stand. You're done repeating, okay? I now declare you members of Kappa Delta Pi, International Honor Society in Education, pledged to be faithful to its ideals and worthy to enter into the bonds of fellowship with its members. We greet you as colleagues in the quest for full, knowledgeable, and useful life. We are united in a profession whose purpose and challenge is to inspire young and old to grow by using their heritage, to develop a concern for the needs of others, and to strengthen moral character and personality so that collectively, as members of Kappa Delta Pi, we may be worthy examples of a rich, wholesome life. To these purposes and challenges and firm faith, we devote our lives. So to teach that our words inspire a will to learn. So to serve that each day may enhance the growth of exploring minds. So to live that we may guide young and old to know the truth and love the right. To the fulfillment of these objectives, we pledge our efforts and our faith. It is my privilege as a representative of Kappa Delta Pi to honor and congratulate you and to welcome you into the family of Kappa Delta Pi. Let's give them a big round of applause. to call out each of your names. It's in alphabetical order. Because I don't know you, I am making every attempt to not mispronounce your name, so parents and family know that this is the first time I'm seeing some names. If I mess up, you can correct me later. You're going to come up on this side. You're going to walk across. Dr. Gold is going to give you your certificates, and then go back off the stage and have a seat. Okay? And you all are in alphabetical order starting with here. Okay? So does that first row want to come on around over here? This one, and we will be ready. And families, if we can wait till everyone comes across the stage, and after the last person has come across the stage, then we'll give them another round of applause, okay? Catherine Bone. Esther Boner. Michaela Chapman. Tiffany Helsendine. Amanda Elrod. Brianna Yurtis. Olivia Hinkle. Lissa Heath. Miss Holliday is not here to receive her certificate tonight and will be given that at a later time. Megan Johnson. Okay, Ms. Johnson is also will receive her certificate at another time. Megan Jones. Rebecca Jones. Nicholas Kowalski will also be given his certificate at another time. Samantha Matfield, Bell Field. Catherine McCurley. Hannah Miller. Anna Mitchell. Miss Scarlett Palmieri is going to be given her certificate at another time, as well as Ms. Polk. Is it Ms. Polk? Okay. Elise Portella. Ronald Rifle. Riffle, sorry. Ms. Shedd is also going to receive her certificate at another time. Jennifer Sorey is going to receive her certificate at another time.
I'm going to use that word.
Oh, okay.
Everything we're out of order.
Okay.
Sorry.
Are you Jennifer? Yes. All right, Jennifer. Ashley Spielman. Joanne Van Zyl. Is that right? Von Zyl. Okay. Shawnee Yang. Lee Yarborough. Bailey Yates. Now we can give them a big round of applause. All right, so now that we have done the installation your desire to pledge fidelity to the ideals of Kappa Delta Pi International Honor Society. An even greater responsibility, however, has been assigned to you as a new chapter of the society. The Executive Council of Kappa Delta Pi has found you worthy of being entrusted with the welfare and purpose and ideals of the society. We believe that you are deserving of this trust and responsibility. Prior to the installation of this chapter, however, we ask that you confirm your obligations. So this is going to be for all of you, okay? So new officers, new members. Do you affirm your adherence to the purpose of Kappa Delta Pi and to the ideals of fidelity to humanity, science, service, and toil? If so, you will answer, I do.
I do.
Do you promise to maintain the honor and dignity of our society? If so, you will answer, I do.
I do.
Do you promise to observe the requirements of the Constitution and bylaws and the regulations established by the Executive Council of this society? And do you also promise to uphold the society's standards for membership? If so, you will answer, I do.
I do.
Then, I declare you, your associates and successors, that the chapter Alpha, Iota, there we go, Kappa Delta Pi exists and will have succession as such forever. To remain an active Kappa Delta Pi chapter in good standing, you must conduct 2 meetings per year, hold 1 initiation per year, submit all required reports, and observe the Kappa Delta Pi Constitution and bylaws. You now have all rights, duties, and privileges of Kappa Delta Pi chapters. Let's have everybody come up here as well. In confirmation of these privileges and responsibilities, which are now yours and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Executive Council of Kappa Delta Pi, I present this charter to Dr. Cheryl Gould and thus signify the installation of the chapter. Let's give them a round of applause. Is there an official photographer in the house?
Yes, Dr. Kurt Preston. Yes.
One, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Also those 2.
So at this time, I get to turn everything over. I'm done.
So we have one more thing to do for our chapter. So at this time, we have Lee Yarbrough, take a step forward, please, Ronnie Ripple, and Catherine McCurley. The Alpha Iota Omicron chapter of Kappa Delta Pi International Honor Society in Education has found you worthy of confidence and of receiving the honor of leadership and trusteeship. True to the idea of toil, you have been called to labor with even greater energy for the growth of this chapter and for Kappa Delta Pi. Your fidelity, industry, and judgment will be critical in